in the last days, CentOS Stream 10 was released. So what is CentOS Stream? What is about the Red Hat family, and for what you could use CentOS today? Welcome to LinuxOrt. I'm Jean, and in the last days I saw the new CentOS 10 Stream release, and the first question I asked myself is, for what do you use CentOS actually, and for what is this distribution? So let us get to the history very quickly. CentOS is in the Red Hat family. Red Hat is the commercial enterprise Linux platform we have under Linux. It's an own distribution which is called Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and it was sold to IBM for about 36 billion US dollars, which is a lot obviously. And CentOS was the old community operating system, which was just like Red Hat Enterprise Linux, had the same features, the same software and so on, but it was free and only for the community. And Red Hat Enterprise Linux is for big companies which want to get Linux in the cloud or want to use Linux in a very professional way. So this is Red Hat Enterprise Linux. And Red Hat Enterprise Linux, or IBM, said some years before, hey, if you want to use Red Hat Enterprise Linux, you have to pay us. So they closed some sources for Red Hat Enterprise Linux and removed the complete old CentOS, and now they are releasing CentOS Stream, which is not so stable anymore. And the CentOS version we see now will be the next Red Hat Enterprise Linux minor version. So CentOS is a bit into the future of Red Hat Enterprise Linux, but in conclusion, not so stable anymore as before. And also CentOS got 10 years update support because of Red Hat Enterprise Linux, until 2020, 2021, something like this. And when they introduced CentOS Stream, they now only give 5 years update support for CentOS, and every 3 years there is a new CentOS version released. So you are forced to install every CentOS version over the years on your server, which isn't as convenient as before, where we had 10 years update support for one CentOS version. So CentOS Stream is now a complete different operating system, and today I wanna look to CentOS, what it is about, what is the new version about, in which direction is shifting Red Hat. And just to mention it, Fedora is also in the Red Hat family and is the newer version of CentOS, I would say. So one Fedora version becomes a CentOS version later, and a CentOS version becomes a Red Hat Enterprise Linux version later. So at first we have Fedora with all the new cool features, then CentOS in a more settled environment, and then Red Hat Enterprise Linux in the enterprise stable environment for all the companies who are paying IBM some license fees. So I would say let's have a look to CentOS, the installer. I'm going with English here. Let's just have a look how CentOS is built today, what it is offering. So we have a very normal looking installation screen for Red Hat based distributions. We have all settings in one location. So I'm changing my keyboard layout here. And we can also select the installation destination. This is okay for us. The hard disk was selected automatically. And then we can get to the software selection. Here we can select between the server with graphical user interface, or we can just use the server without any desktop environment. We could choose a minimal installation, which is kind of the Ubuntu minimal ISO, I would say. But yeah, this installation image of CentOS is huge. It is about 6 gigs big, so it's almost bigger than a Windows installation, I guess. But I would bet that the OpenSUSE installation image is a bit bigger. Then we have some workstation support. So this is just for regular Linux clients on your laptop or workstation, desktop machine. We could choose everything custom, or we could choose a virtualization host, which is much more convenient if you want only to host virtual machines, like for example in Proxmox. So we are doing a workstation installation right now, and what we can install is, for example, the backup client, remote desktop clients. We could install smart card support included. We could install graphical administration tools. I guess this is cockpit, container management tools, network servers, scientific support for scientific computations. I think this could be cool. Also some security or system tools. I guess I'm also heading with the system tools, and then we are selecting done. So perfect, this now looks good. Now we could get to the user settings. I'm creating only one user with administrative access, so we can use sudo. You could also set up 2 separate users, one with administrator rights, the other one without any administrator rights, but I'm combining this here like in Ubuntu or Debian, but in Debian you could also choose it. Now configured all the installation. This is very quick. You only have to adjust these points, which you really have to. This is very cool. And now we can select begin installation. And while this is installing, let's have a look to the website. What is CentOS about nowadays? So for what could you really use it? Because if you want a very stable enterprise-like operating system, then CentOS Stream isn't the right choice anymore, because it isn't stable anymore like it used to be some years ago, and only 5 years of update support. So this feels like a really bad deal, doesn't it? But let's have a look. So the CentOS team itself is telling on their website, so CentOS Stream can serve as a production operating system. So you could use it just as a regular Linux distribution, but I would say there are much more better alternatives out there than CentOS with the same software stack. We will get to that later. So I wouldn't really recommend CentOS as a production operating system. If any one of you does, please let me know in the comments. I would be very curious about it. Also, they say a development environment, and that point is, I would say, quite true, because CentOS is a bit before Red Hat Enterprise Linux, but has almost the same software stack. And if you're using CentOS Stream, then you can look a bit into the future how Red Hat Enterprise Linux will be in a few months or years. So if you want to develop new software for Red Hat Enterprise Linux, or just want to have a look if this will be also supported in future versions, then CentOS Stream really shines here. And I would say this is one of the biggest arguments for using CentOS. So if you are a Red Hat developer, so to say. But also, if you want to get a preview of the next Red Hat Enterprise Linux minor release, so it's obvious, I would say. And also, which is quite more interesting and very cool to see, it also serves as a foundation for special interest groups, SIGs in short. So what are SIGs? SIGs are something like working groups. They all have their special topic with which they are working. So we have a SIG for alternative images. So you could use it in WSL, for example, in AWS, Azure, and so on. But also we have a cloud SIG, for example. Maybe this is also in there. But yeah, they want to bring out Red Hat Enterprise Linux to all different platforms, and alternative images is a part of it. Also, yeah, they are doing artwork. It's quite funny that this is a special SIG, but yeah, maybe artwork is across all Red Hat Enterprise Linux distribution, software modules, a lot of work maybe. And so yeah, they have a small artwork group. But what is really interesting is, for example, the automotive SIG. So yeah, Red Hat want to step in to vehicle operating systems. So like, for example, your car will be self-driving in the future, and Red Hat wants to be an alternative and a platform for such operating systems which are running your car, which are driving it. And yeah, there are many things to consider. For example, it isn't good if your operating system is blocked for about 10 or 50 milliseconds because of some scheduling things. So you need something like a real-time kernel and also some other very reliable and very fast components in your operating system. And yeah, Red Hat Enterprise Linux want to get into this topic. Also, Ubuntu is already doing it, I guess, and other operating systems are also jumping on that train. This could be the next big thing for our Linux distribution. So this is quite interesting, I would say, not for us as a regular user, but just to see, CentOS is looking to a very industrial perspective for operating systems for Linux. Also, for example, the cloud environments like OpenStack, Kubernetes, and so on. Also, Stream Core OS. What's that? I guess this is a mix between CentOS Stream and this Fedora Core OS, I guess. Yeah, very cool. Also, hyperscale is very cool. So CentOS wants also develop itself further on for large scale deployments. So we speak of thousands and thousands of instances which should be managed all inside CentOS or with CentOS, also with kernel live patching support. So Ubuntu has a similar feature. It's called live patch, I guess, and they also just copied the name a bit. So you don't have to restart your running operating system because on some massively large scale deployments you can't really. Then these topics get a thing in that point. Also, for infrastructure, integration, ISA for new CPU features, and so on, storage, virtualization. There are all different working groups, so-called SIGs, which are developing the Red Hat Enterprise Linux platform towards some special environments and topics. These are all quite in the industry, so they aren't talking about, hey, which icon could we choose for our next start menu or something like this. Maybe the artwork team, but the rest is researching topics and software for future releases and application areas, which will be the next big thing maybe in Red Hat. And this is kind of cool. This is a point where CentOS Stream really shines, I would say. But for us end users, it isn't such a thing, I would say. So let's have a look into CentOS. It is installed right now, and let's have a look how this feels if you, for example, for your company want to get a in this case, workstation computer. Maybe CentOS will be a thing, or Red Hat Enterprise Linux, because CentOS is a preview for the next Red Hat Enterprise Linux release. So just let's have a look. We see a very standard login screen. This also could be the login screen for Ubuntu or, for example, Fedora or maybe Debian. They only changed the logo because under this is GDM and the GNOME desktop. So yeah, this is just a vanilla GNOME desktop, nothing too special here. But let us log in. So we get a small introduction to CentOS Stream. So we take the tour, and here we see some work of the artwork team. Yeah, they changed the graphics here to a Red Hat Enterprise Linux themed design. Everything is in this Red Hat Enterprise Linux red, but the content is the same in comparison, for example, to Fedora or yeah, even Debian if you start GNOME there the first time. Let me fix the screen resolution here. So now we are talking. This is a very basic vanilla GNOME 47 in desktop, and I would say, yeah, just let's open up a web browser. Where is a web browser? They don't have any web browser installed. Also nothing like LibreOffice, GIMP, Inkscape, or like this. They don't have it. So we only have some very basic GNOME tools like the file manager. Yeah, you know the file manager. It is the same as, for example, in Ubuntu. Yeah, we have a software manager. So I would say let's go for shopping. Let me just find a Firefox, and we see here there isn't any Firefox. There isn't any web browser in the workstation version of CentOS Stream 10. Yeah, this is crazy, isn't it? Because CentOS Stream 10 removed all their applications, all their graphical end user applications like Firefox, LibreOffice, and so on. Yeah, they encourage us to use the FlatHub for this. So we should use Flatpak for this. Now, nothing with RPM more at this point. And this is kind of crazy. We all thought, yeah, maybe Canonical is doing their Snap thing and they are removing everything and want to push everyone to Snap. Here, Red Hat Enterprise Linux does the same with Flatpak. Yeah, because Red Hat Enterprise Linux had really high participation developing the Flatpak platform. Yeah, so I would say let's get a Firefox through Flatpak. So there isn't anything available right now. So let's have a look to the software repositories here in the burger menu, and we see some mirrors like the app stream mirror in CentOS Stream 9, for example, and the prior versions. All these applications like Firefox and so on were available in AppStream, but they aren't anymore. Also, nothing with extra packages here. This is very bad. And also, if we have a look what is installed right now, let's have a look. There isn't too much. We have something like SE Linux Troubleshooter, because of course the Red Hat Enterprise family comes with security enhanced Linux kernel, which makes the Linux kernel much more robust in security things. So this could be very cool. And yeah, we have Cockpit. Cockpit is a very cool tool. We can administrate our operating system. So just let me show it to you. If it's already enabled, because here we see systemctl enable, we don't see anything like this. Okay, yeah, we can't because we haven't any web browser. Oh no, CentOS Stream, what are you doing to us? So let us try if we could install CentOS Stream, no, not CentOS Stream, Firefox via the terminal. So let us open up this guy and let us search with Flatpak install Firefox. Maybe we could install it. Yeah, no remote refs found for Firefox because Flatpak hasn't installed any remotes by default. If we have a look for it, remote ls. Here we have it. Okay. So many remotes we have added. So yeah, Fedora is solving this problem really cool. In the new version, I also made a video about Fedora. In my opinion, Fedora is the best Fedora we could have, probably. I put you the link to this video in the video description. This is very recommended if you are in the Red Hat family, or if you want to get familiar with the Red Hat family, then Fedora is a great starting point. Yeah, they are solving this really good. So in their welcome screen, they are giving you the option to enable third-party software repositories like the FlatHub via one click graphically. So yeah, on our CentOS workstation, we don't have anything like this. We not even do have a web browser to get the information how to get a web browser. And yeah, this isn't good, I would say. Yeah, CentOS removed this in CentOS Stream 10. So let's have a look to the FlatHub. Let us open up Setup FlatHub. I'm selecting CentOS and they are saying, yeah, you just download and have to install the FlatHub repository file. Oh, great. I can download it. Oh, great. I can't really access this website from my CentOS because I don't have a web browser. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah. Nothing to blame with FlatHub. It's just funny. So let us go to the Debian setup. Here we see the command we need. We need this command, flatpak remote add FlatHub, and then this link. So yeah, I would say let's start happy typing here. I hope I am right. So let's test this remote. Yeah, this looks quite good. Yeah, it was first try. So honestly, I already recorded a German video for my German YouTube channel and I needed about 5 minutes to get this command right. But yeah, here first try. Perfect. So now we can install Firefox here. Just type in flatpak install Firefox, and then we can select, I guess the 4 is the right one. We need this, not the base apps. I really don't know what the base apps are. We need the stable version here. So I'm typing in enter, and then everything is downloading. And just for Firefox, we are downloading a lot. We are downloading 168 megabytes, also 230 megabytes for our free desktop platform, and also 100 for Mozilla itself. So it's about a half of a gigabyte or more than 500 megabytes. Which is a lot for just a browser. But yeah, this is the future. CentOS Stream says to us, we don't have to use RPM anymore. We should use this FlatHub repository with Flatpak. This isn't the right way in my opinion, because yeah, the bases we have with deb and the package managers are DNF for Red Hat based distributions and APT for Debian based distributions. These are great tools which now also in Red Hat distributions are kicked off a bit. So you should install very many applications, so to say graphical user applications, with Flatpak. I don't know honestly if this is the right way, but also to be fair, CentOS is really more a server operating system than a desktop operating system. But yeah, also many companies do run Red Hat Enterprise Linux with a graphical user interface, and they really need a web browser. So yeah, this is a very dumb decision of the Red Hat development or CentOS development team. But yeah, now we have it, our web browser. We just needed 10 minutes for it to install it. I don't know. What is your opinion about this? Just write it me into the comments, please. If you now want to get in touch with Red Hat Enterprise Linux distributions and you want to use CentOS Stream, you saw this video and you're saying, oh, perfect, CentOS Stream is this distribution I was looking for years. Yeah, then just go ahead and do it. But also at this point, I wouldn't recommend you using it unless you are a Red Hat developer or in a SIG like we mentioned it before. I would recommend you whether choosing Rocky Linux or Alma Linux, because Rocky and Alma are the successors of the old CentOS project. Yeah, Rocky Linux was founded by the old founder of the CentOS project. So I would say it's kind of the official replacement of the old CentOS project. But also another platform is coming with the same aim to serve a Red Hat Enterprise Linux binary compatible distribution with all the security, with all the stable updates for 10 years, like in Red Hat Enterprise Linux, but free of charge. So Rocky and Alma want to be a Red Hat Enterprise Linux clone which just works really the same. So Rocky Linux says they want to be bug for bug compatible with Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and Alma Linux wants to be a binary compatible with Red Hat Enterprise Linux. How they are doing this, honestly, I really don't know, because Red Hat Enterprise Linux closed their sources about Red Hat Enterprise Linux components, but they are just copying it in a legit way and are delivering a Red Hat Enterprise Linux experience like the old CentOS project did. So I would say if you want to use a Red Hat Enterprise Linux based distribution, whether go with Fedora Linux, which is kind of bleeding edge and has all the new stuff inside it, and if you want to get in the server operating systems in the Red Hat Enterprise Linux, then try it with Rocky or Alma Linux. Rocky Linux has a larger user base than Alma Linux, but yeah, they aren't really too different in their user bases. But Alma Linux wants to be a nicer community. I read in many Reddit posts, I personally would stick to Alma Linux, but I would say it is up to you. Both operating systems should work really the same way like the other one, because they both want to be clones to Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So maybe just go with the logo you like more and then install this operating system. But there are small differences between Rocky and Alma Linux, and this is the project itself. Rocky Linux is privately owned by the founder of CentOS and could be bought at any time by a big company, and they also could do the move Red Hat Enterprise Linux did some years ago with CentOS. So yeah, you aren't quite safe for this in the far future. Alma Linux is a foundation which was founded by, I guess, Cloud Linux, but there are also some more board members from other companies which are ensuring Alma Linux will stay free and open source for all the time, they are saying. So just let's have a look how this is going in the future. And I guess they are getting $1 million every year by TaxCare. This is a division of CloudLinux.inc, and Rocky Linux hasn't such a frequently founding, but they got about $26 million in the last years for developing themselves. But the far future financing isn't as safe as in Alma Linux. Maybe. But yeah, if Cloud Linux decides we are ditching Alma Linux, then Alma Linux would probably also have a problem. But yeah, I would stick to Alma Linux personally, but yeah, just go ahead and have a look to both operating systems. These are only the projects which are differing. Their product is really the same, just with another logo. Also, many people of the old CentOS project moved to ubuntu.com. Oh, they have a new website. And also to the good old Debian operating system. I would also say Canonical from Ubuntu is aiming to be an alternative to these enterprise-like distributions like Red Hat Enterprise Linux or OpenSUSE, because they are also now delivering 10 years, also I guess in some special cases also 12 years update support for their operating system Ubuntu, and also with their Snap platform. They have a really good technology which is quite promising for the future, for desktop but also for server applications. And yeah, it really will get interesting in the next years, because Red Hat Enterprise Linux had done many things, in my opinion, wrong in the last years. They closed the sources. They changed the CentOS project. They ditched all traditional CentOS users out. So other companies are joining the stage. So let's stay tuned how the next years are going. But also, yeah, we all know also Canonical had done some things which many Ubuntu users didn't like. So let's have a look who is making the race. At the time, I would say still Red Hat Enterprise Linux, maybe also OpenSUSE is on their good way, but Ubuntu, yeah, is getting more popular also in the enterprise environment. And this is a thing I didn't see coming. What's your opinion about this? What's your opinion about CentOS Stream 10? Let me know it in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, because every week we are releasing new stuff about Linux and open source software. So I would be happy to see you in the next one. And if you want to see more videos from LinuxOrt, just have a look now to the end card. Here we are linking our Fedora review. So definitely make sure to check this out if you didn't had already. Bye.